today's video, we're talking essentially on trellising in greenhouse or protected cultivation. Trellising is one of the crop boundary that we practice in-house.
See, the tension is not on this rope, it's on this, and because I tied it 2 times, it will never lose. Well, at a point will come when the tomato pepper will gain weight, you see that it will buckle this. So you see that when it buckles, it will reduce the tension. But when it's to the pepper, not the pepper on the rope, not the cucumber on the rope, not the rope, the rope on the cucumber. Do you understand? Let me tell you what that means. So some of you are lazy. When you come to the farm, nobody's there with you. You just carry the pepper and be turning it around to break. Let me show you. If we don't trail this pepper, because it's producing fruit, many way can lie down. But now, whoever is trailing this one, you will see that you will trail it to stand up, right? Be careful. When we were planting, I was telling you people to plant. If you don't understand now, you will understand why.
Good day, everyone. It's good to see us again. Thanks for tuning in. In today's video, we're talking essentially on trellising in greenhouse or protected cultivation. Trellising, it's one of the crop boundary that we practice in-house. Essentially, the benefit or the reason why we trellis it to help these indeterminate crops, be them cucumbers, bell peppers, beef tomatoes, to be able to get some support so that first off, the fruits are properly protected from breaking off, from making direct contact with the ground. Importantly, also the quality of the fruits are preserved. But most important, it's that the plants are given some sort of support. And just want to take us through the protocols. There are 2 key types of trellising. You have the vertical and horizontal. The vertical, essentially, it's what tames the plant across the heights to which the plant will grow as it grows through its life cycle. Since it's indeterminate, it's just a technical term to describe crops that continue to grow through their lifetime while the fruit. Conventional crops may have a terminal height from where they continue to fruit until they cycle through their life. But indeterminate crops continue to grow through their lifetime, and then not just grow but continue to fruit along their height. And so there is need for you to support such plants so that the plants are able to bear the weight of the fruits, and importantly for the quality of the fruits to be maintained. The horizontal approach to trellising essentially is to provide a grazing twig to be able to hold these plants together so that they don't grow wild or grow in a lush of a bush or fall off from the training you trail them, so that as the workers are walking through the farm, maybe to harvest, to apply insecticides or other protective measures, that the plants are properly aligned and there's provision for them to walk with the knapsack behind their back, and there's no damage to the fruits or to the crops. And so that provision is made so that the plants are braced from the side all through, as you can see in what the farmers and workers are doing in the farm. And then the vertical, it's essentially to trail all the way to the height where the plants will go through. In the eco farms, we have 2 trailing lines or materials we use. There is the thermostable or the UV treated twigs or lines. They're quite expensive and not very readily available. What we find available around us that is affordable and available, it's the twine ropes. Essentially, we use them in the farm to package items, to tie sacks, but we use them also for trellising, and they're very effective. If you manage them very well in the greenhouse or the screenhouse, they can last you 2 to 3 cycles depending on the heat in your region. But after 2 to 3 cycles, they've lost their strength and may not be good for you to use anymore because they're no longer as strong as they should be. And so we encourage you to use things that are valuable and around you that you don't need to stress or spend a lot of money to buy. So why do we trellis? There are several reasons why we trellis or trail our plants. One of the key reasons is to protect the plants from breaking off as they gain weight and gain height. The Second reason is to improve the quality of the fruit. Every farmer knows that when his fruit lies on the ground, it absorbs moistures and could rot. They equally have stains of sand, debris, microbes could get to it and greatly reduce the quality or the premiumness of that fruit. So it's important that you trellis. One of the key reasons why we trellis is because you can't trail without pruning, and the process of pruning and trellising goes hand in hand. So trailing and pruning helps to reduce the excessive foliar coverage of the plants, so that there is enough air circulation, so that the plants are able to receive proper ventilation. And importantly, farmers are able to manage disease, contamination, and spread within the farm. Another key reasons or benefit of trellising is that when you're trailing, it gives you a one-on-one contact with each plant. And that's an opportunity for you to look around the plant, observe it if it's healthy, if it has any infections, if it has any disease, if it has any insect pest around it. It's a very good time for you to have that bond and that moment with the plant and be able to identify its challenges. Has it overgrown and needs some proper pruning? Is it lying down and you need to stand it up and properly support it? That's some key areas. And so for trellising, you need to learn to tie your twig by tying a knot. Why do you need to tie a knot? You tie a knot because it's easier for you to lose, and it's also easier for you to protect the base around the plant so that the rope or the trellis doesn't strangulate it. So you tie a knot, giving proper room for the plant to grow, and as it expands in future, it grows within the confinement of the rope, not the rope strangling it and it's struggling to grow out. And so when you have that provision, you also need to be careful that as you trail vertically, that your twig is not too tight and too tauten, so that it uproots the plant from the ground. You give some room for it to be flexible, so that as the plant grows, you can trellis it around it. Precautions we need to pay attention to when we're trellising. You never trail a plant on the trellis line or on the rope or twig. You trail the rope on the plant. And so that means that your workers that are working in the farm, they should be careful to trail and make provision for the rope to be flexible to go circular around the plant, not the plant being folded around the rope. This is because most plants, particularly cucumbers and bell peppers, are not very, while they may be flexible, they are very brittle, they're very soft and can break easily. And so when you try to force them, as the common adage says, that you don't break a hard tree, you don't break a hard twig, you bend trees or twigs while they are still soft and easy. And so while you're trying to trail them around, you go carefully so that you can intertwine gradually and trail. Another important part of trailing, by just attaching the twig or trellising to the plant, it's not sufficient. You have to properly embrace it around the fruit zones so that the weight is supporting where the major weights are, which are the fruit points. And then you take it to the main metal or rope where the vertical trellising ends, and then you tie a knot so that in future if you need to extend it, you can extend and don't have to go through the rigor of having to lose it all over. And so this is it for today. If you have any questions, please feel free to share. We encourage you please to share our videos, to like if you have gained value from these contents you are listening, watching, and paying attention to. It's important to also share with other farmers so that their challenges can be addressed. Take care.
All right. Hi, my name is Alu. I want to thank you for watching to the end of our video. And thank you for supporting and pitching into our content making process so far. If you enjoyed the video or found it useful or helpful, I want to ask a couple things from you. So I want to ask that you drop a like, drop a comment. If you have any thoughts, any ideas you want to share, any contributions, please, we would love to hear it. Then we want to ask that you subscribe to the channel and click on the notification to get notified anytime we drop new content. Thank you so much, and we truly, truly can't do this without you. Okay, bye.